Hey guys, today I'm here with the Barricade Tubular Fender flares fitting all 07 to 18 2-door and 4-door JKs. This is going to be for the guys out there looking for a tough off-road look, some better protection for the side body of your JK, as well as a flat fender to allow more up travel for larger wheels and tires. This is going to be your most affordable option at the moment at roughly $350 for either the front or the rear, and at roughly $700 for a set of all four. Compared to other options on the page for only the front, those are going to cost roughly the same amount as all four of these, so I think you're getting a great deal out of these. Install will be a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches, and there's not going to be any drilling required. However, you might have to wrestle the fender on there to get all of the bolt holes to line up. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. So our first step to remove our stock fender is to remove the 6 bolts holding it on. So we're going to be removing these 6 10mm bolts holding on our fender flare up around the liner. So after we remove those 6 bolts, we need to unplug our side marker light harness. You can just pull the inner fender liner back, and there should be a tab, and you can pull that out. So this part's not gonna sound great, but all you have to do is pull off your fender and pull the pop clips out of the body. So after that, you can rest your fender on the wheel and disconnect your side marker light harness. So we're not going to be reusing this harness, so we can fully unclip it. With our harness removed, we can fully remove our fender assembly. So in order to remove our rear fender, we have 4 pop clips inside of our inner fender liner that we're going to pull out so we can remove the full fender. I'm using a trim removal tool. So now we can remove our rear fender just like we did our front and just pull it out. So after pulling the fenders off, just make sure if you do have any remaining clips that you remove those so we can install our new ones. You can just take a trim removal tool and they should pop out pretty easy. Just be careful because these ones are crazy. So there are 2 ways that you can go with the fender flare. You can choose a plastic option like the stock one. However, when you're off-road, if you do hit something, they can bend or break. But the good thing about that is that they will just pop right off and not transfer any of that energy into your body, causing any extra damage that you might not want. Or you could go with a tubular fender like this one from Barricade. This is going to be a lot more durable than the stock fender flare, being made of carbon-plated steel. However, if you do take a hard enough hit, you will transfer some of that energy into your body and essentially causing a little bit more damage than you might want. Nonetheless, if you are in favor of this tubular option, then it will be a more durable setup overall and will also come with a black powder coat finish to resist any of that rusting or corrosion. This will also be a flat flare, so when you're off-road, you're going to get a lot more articulation and up travel out of this flare than you would the stock. Not to mention, you are going to get a very aggressive and off-road look with these new fender flares. So enough about the stock fender flare, let's put on our Barricades. So now we can bolt up our Barricade tube fender. They provided us with a notch here so we can rest the fender on this bracket and bolt up our hardware. So after it's resting on this bracket, we can loosely attach our hardware, and the reason why we loosely attach it is so we can shimmy the fender around to get in all of the other bolts. So now that all of our hardware is in and everything's lined up, we can tighten everything down with an extended Allen key. It's going to be a 5mm and a 13mm wrench. So once our hardware is loosely installed, we can take our rubber gasket with the flat side facing the inside of the Jeep and insert it in between the body and the fender. So once we have it where we want it, we can cut our excess off so we can use it on the other side. And this is going to give the fenders a more finished look and protect the paint on your body. So with our gasket installed, we can tighten all of our hardware using a 5mm Allen key and a 13mm wrench. So after we have our fender all buttoned up, we can do the same thing on the other side and then move to the rear. So unlike the front, we can only access to the bolt holes, so Barricade provided us with rib nuts to be inserted in the rest of the holes. So with the help of a friend holding the flare, we're going to loosely install our hardware. So with all of our hardware loosely installed, just like the front, we're going to install our gasket and then tighten everything down. For the bolts with the rib nuts, you're going to be using a 4mm Allen key, and for the bolts with the nuts on the back, you can use a 5mm Allen key and a 13mm wrench. So after everything's tightened down, then you're all set to go. That's it for my review and install on the Barricade Tubular Fender flares, fitting all 07 to 18 2-door and 4-door JKs. For more videos like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.